this is basically what our users have been used to for a long time. They have their desktop, and then they have this bar at the side, and that bar on the side is where you can have your menu. If you want to left click, right click, whatever you want to do, it's on the side. The problem with that is when you actually look at something and you want to interact with it, you always have to go back to that menu. And oh, I don't know what happened to the slides there. Let's see. There we go. So when I look at something, first I need to look at the icon, and then I need to go back and look at this menu to choose, in this example, right click. Okay, cool. Now I want to right click. Now I need to go back to the icon once again. And while I do that, I need to make sure that I don't drop this function, because then I need to start over. And sometimes I miss, and then I need to start over. And these things keep happening, and our user gets really frustrated about this, because sometimes they need to do it over and over and over again until they actually achieve what they're doing. So what we did here is that we moved this menu into the middle, so that you will always have it there if you need it, and it won't be in the way on the screen. So you can enjoy the entire screen. You have everything there, just like a typical user would have. So, oh, sorry, I'll add this. So what we did here is, when you look around with computer control, you have the trace that keeps following your eyes. And when you end up in some place, you get this, what we call the activator. And as soon as you look at that one, you will get this, what we call the interaction menu. So instead of having this panel on the side, you have this menu instead. So after you looked at something, you immediately get this activator shown there where you always looked, and you will jump into this menu instead. That means you don't have to go to one to find the icon, and then back to a menu and pick something up, and then back to the icon as well. So this makes your eye travel so much less, and the fatigue goes down way. So at least the theory behind this is that when you move your eyes so much less, you will actually be able to use this device so much longer during the day, and you won't get as tired doing it. And I know you won't get an exact precision every time and hit the icon like in this picture. That won't happen. And for that, we also added precision click, where you can actually take your time. You can just look around and make sure you press the right thing here. It's kind of relaxed and it's easy to do, and you never have to be afraid of doing things over or failing or things like that you have before. I'm guessing that was not the question. So that's really the key point here. And with that, we'd like to say that the benefits that you will get here from with this new way of interaction is you have direct selection. That means as soon as directly as you look in an icon, you can interact with it. You get less eye travel, which means you will have a longer day, which you can use your eye tracking device, and you won't get as tired as that you were before. It's more intuitive. It's what we call interaction first. It's as soon as you look at something, you can interact with it. It's kind of like how your touch device works. You have an icon there and you just press it with your finger. It's that easy to understand. You get your direct feedback. So you get exactly direct feedback. If you're looking for something, you get the activator, you know what's going to happen. You don't have to guess, or you don't have to feel an anxiety of failing there. So you can just be relaxed, and you can do it repeatable if you're trying to adjust your target. Second, I want to move on to this gaze point. I'm just gonna assume here that everyone has seen gaze point. It's basically a really easy way to interact with things. You have your hide and show cursor in the menu. You have your turn right, turn your click on and off. That's basically what you're doing here. You're emulating a mouse that's going around, and nothing more than that. And this is used mostly for emerging eye gaze users. So you have things like look to learn or easy games like that. And you can just try it out. You can get familiar with eye gaze, how it works, why it works. And this was something that we really hadn't addressed with inside computer control before. So what we've done is that we have added this to our settings. It's what we call modes. In here we have one that's called advanced, and that is more used for if you want to have click and drag, if you want to have left click, or if you want to have like click and draw, so you can basically draw something on your screen. But we also added this more simple way here. It's basically it's basically gaze point within computer control. It's really easy to use, and you only have that the few functions. We also added this way so you can auto-launch this mode for like evaluation or something like that. You can go straight into this mode. It will always remember what settings you had, like if you want to have the cursor shown or not, or if you have click on or off, it will always remember that, and you can just double click the computer control icon and you will get straight into this. You can start your evaluations. So with this, it's just as easy to play a look to learn game. It's no problem at all. The benefit of this is that it's even as easy to do something like this, play a much more advanced game. In this case, it's Hearthstone from Activision Blizzard, and I've played this a lot, and it works great with this new mode. I also talked to some of our users who's playing games like Sims or online games that just requires left click and mouse emulation. This is actually quite cool to see, because when we started this, we basically thought about the gaze point and the evaluation things that they would like to learn, like look to learn and things like that, easy games. But as we released it, we got so much feedback from our user who's playing, like I said, Sims or Hearthstone or games like that. Or I have one user who keeps using it inside Spotify because he thinks it's so great and easy to just click around in there with this. And it's really amazing to see actually what our users are doing with this mode. So currently inside what we call simple activity mode, we have this. We have the show and hide cursor. We have the continuous left click. You can pause your eye tracking. You can lock the off-screen menu so it doesn't pop up with a shortcut on your keyboard. You can also bring up track status the same way there. And if you want to just use this mode in an evaluation center or something like that, just check that box into settings and you will get straight into this one. It will always remember your states if you would like the lock screen to be on or off, or if you would like left click to be on or off, it will always remember that for you. We also got some feedback here that they would like us to be able to show manual the off-screen menu so they can interact with it. So that is something that we will look at and will be coming soon. And if you need custom calibration, we have eye tracking settings there directly on the desktop, so you can just use that one. So with this, what we're trying to do is to add the functionality from many different apps that we used to have into one application, computer control, which is the way forward, at least for us. So with this added to this list, you can also see here that we allow the user to advance within desktop access. They can start with a simplified mode. They can explore eye gaze and start learning it. And if and when they feel like they want to move on, they can move on to computer control like it is and get more advanced with the desktop access. And the third thing I would like to talk about is convolutional neural network. I know that sounds really geeky, and I know most of us don't understand half of what it is. That's me included here. And so it's a deep learning convolutional neural network, and you can see this is really advanced. So I'm not going to get into the details here. I'm going to get a little bit more like this is an artificial neural network. And even this, I don't really understand it either. So let's just move on. It's basically an AI. It's what we do. And what we're trying to do is to predict what we're doing. So to really explain this is where I want to end up. It's click prediction. It's basically something they're trying to predict what you were trying to click on. So even if you miss, you will actually hit what you were trying to click. And right now we have this inside computer control, and it is right now behind early access. You need to go into settings and turn it on in there, but it will be released in the beginning of the next year to everyone. So if you look at the screen right now, you can see my trace up there to the right. You can see that I missed that icon. I really did. It's not even close to the center there. But if I put the, oh, it's a white back. Okay, so if I was to press the activator there, you can see that even if I'm not even close to pressing that icon. In the background, or AI has actually moved the cursor to the right place on the screen there, so I don't have to readjust my target. I don't even have to do anything here. I can just go with my left click or right click right away, even though I missed it. We have kind of moved it for you. So that is something that I personally really believe is going to make a huge difference here in the future, where you can miss, you can have not that great accuracy, but you will still be able to hit what you would like to hit, basically with the help of our AI there in the background. So if we add that to the list as well, you can see that it now has their require less accuracy calibration with click prediction, and readjust of target is less needed as well. So this list just keeps on growing, and we keep on working on getting it as best as possible for our users. Is there any questions there before I move on and actually show you computer control?
Yeah, I think, Björn, we need to do a bit of a recap on the simple mode, maybe.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just gonna say something in Danish and then get back to you.
Yes.
Ja, det gik selvfølgelig lidt stærkt, alt det her med simple mode, men det, der er vigtigt at forstå, det er, at man nu har en mulighed for, at et barn i virkeligheden kan bruge computer control og få adgang til nogle simple, begyndervenlige aktiviteter. Om et øjeblik, så får jeg lige Bjørn til at vise det her, hvordan det ser ud, så er vi helt sikre på, at I ved, hvordan I går ind og aktiverer det, hvor det er henne i softwaren. For det her giver nogle helt nye muligheder for nogle helt andre typer af brugere, også dem, der måske har svært ved at bruge den traditionelle computer control. Okay, Bjørn, can we just get back to the simple mode? Could you maybe just shortly show us live what it looks like? How you set up the activation?
Yes.
And how you do it live, how it works live.
That was exactly what I was going to do here. Let's see if I can. I'm trying to get my meetings control back here by seeing.
I mellemtiden kan jeg lige sige
There
her.
we go.
Okay, sorry, Bjørn, I'll leave it to you.
No, it's okay, no problem. So, no, I don't want to leave this meeting. There we go. I'm just gonna start up computer control here so you can see what I'm doing. So, simplified mode, basically, if you want to use it, you look down to the off screen or to the eye tracker to pop the off screen menu. You go into the more menu and settings. And in here, if you scroll to the right, we have this new thing that we call modes. If you open this, in here you can choose between advanced or simplified. I already have simplified checked here, and I can also, if I would like, I can add it on startup here. So if I restart, I will go. Then if you look down here where you always have your continuous mode, if I start this one, now I have the simplified continuous mode. It's, as you can see, if I look at something, it will always highlight it. So it is the cursor that I'm moving around, and as soon as I fixate on something, it will do a left click. And if I go down and if I look at my off-screen menu again, here I have the settings that I talked about before. So if we look at the quick start guide, you can see that we have the show or hide trace. We have the left click on or off, and you also have the ability to pause your eye gaze in here. And let's say now that I've turned it off or turn off the settings to have it on startup, if I just leave and I start it over or start it up again, you will see that it should start right into this. There you go. I'm into this new mode directly. And
okay, Björn, can you say something about the caregiver shortcuts?
Yes, exactly.
Hjælper.
So let's see. Oh, that's the wrong one. So if I'm pressing F10 here on my computer, as you can see, then I get this track box up here where I can see if I'm moving around. So I should be positioned something like this, and I can easily coincide that just with F10 on my computer keyboard. Just press it, and I will always get that up in there. And with F2, if I press that one, as you can see now I'm looking down, I cannot bring up the off-screen menu. So whatever the user is doing here, they will never be interrupted. They will not change the settings. Nothing will happen. It's just what is on the screen that they can interact with. And if I press F2 again, there it is.
Björn, I'm pretty sure that most of these guys are probably thinking, could we have the trace enlarged somehow? Is that something you're considering?
So we have the large, if you go back into the normal one here, you can see that the trace is larger, and we actually changed this to a smaller one because we got a lot of feedback there from the professionals around the world that they would like it to be smaller. Because
really?
Yes, so that is actually why it is smaller in here. And you can also, as you know, if you can turn it off. So if you look at the icons up to the right, you can see that I'm looking over there.
People are also asking in the chat if there's a possibility to make the trace more highlighted, not so dark maybe. And I know that there's a setting for that. Maybe you can show that afterwards.
Yes, I can go straight into that.
Yeah.
It's quite easy. So you always have this inside settings here. If you go in here and you can look at activation, there you have a possibility to change the opacity for it.
Yeah.
We had a question earlier in the beginning about the possibility to jump back and forth between communication software and the game you're playing on the desktop you're at.
Oh, yes. So we are addressing that inside or here. So if you look down, you can see at the far left here, I have a thing that looks kind of like switching applications. And if I go into that one, I will have all my applications up here. So if I just look at one of them, I will jump straight to them. So this is how easy it is to jump between the applications here.
Okay, are you considering a more simple way to do that? Because some users, children, might not be able to have a clear overview of all these windows. It's actually windows.
Oh yeah, but the beauty of this one is if you only have, let's say that you're a communicator user and you're playing one game. If you go into this menu here, you will only have the game and you will only have communicators. You will only have 2 buttons in there. It will not be, this is basically showing everything that I have running on my computer right now. So that is why it's a bit much.
Okay.
So unless there is something weird there, I would also like to show you this one in action. So you can see, here you can see me. I have the click position on here. So basically, if I try to click on something, as you can see here, I can be way off, and it's still going to find what is clickable on the screen for me. So I don't have to go in and readjust it here. I can just go up here and click somewhere close to it, and you can see it will help me click on the right icon there. And that is, at least for me, it's really cool. I actually love just going in here and trying this out, because it helps, and it helps a lot.
And Björn, is that something you can turn on and off, this CNN magnetic cursor, as we call it?
Yes. Right now, as we've been building this, we have been hiding it. So right now, you have to go actually into General in Settings. And in there, we have this Early Access program. So you need to turn that one on. But we feel right now that it is good enough to release to everyone. And so we're going to make that into a settings as well, so everyone can enjoy it and everyone can understand it, and we will keep on improving it in the background. So it will always get better and better.
Okay, so to sum up, the simple activation mode is already in the software.
Yes.
If you update your software via Tobii notifier, update notifier, then it's in, and the CNN, the magnetic cursor, will be in very soon, but already now you can turn it on.
Yes, and also there, computer control is not actually updated through the update notifier. It's
Okay.
as every time you restart it or start it up, it will look for updates. So it should be the latest update all the time.
Okay, so computer control is always up to date by itself.
Yes.
Okay.
Der kommer en besked nede i Windows Handlingscenter nede i bunden i højre hjørne. Der kommer der faktisk en besked, når der er opdateret, kan jeg sige til resten af gruppen. Der vil man faktisk lige få en notifikation om, at enten at der er en opdatering, eller at der er foretaget en opdatering.
I missed that. Was that a question for me? Sorry.
No, I was just summing up how you see in the Windows message center button.
Yes, exactly.
That's an update. Yeah.
If you get an update, you will see it down there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then let's move on to the second part. And I'll just share my screen. And there we go. So let's move on to the accessible apps inside Communicator 5. I hope you all have the ability to try them out. It's quite a big bunch right now. We have Spotify, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube. There's a lot of stuff in there, and as I hope you all know, this is the localizations that we have for them right now, and Danish is one of them. So we're really looking forward to getting new stuff out there as well. So you can all try it out. And just as a sneak peek for you right here, right now, we're actually really close to releasing 2 new applications for the accessible apps, and that's TikTok and Twitch. So I don't know if you're all familiar with those, but basically TikTok it's what all the cool kids are doing right now with the video sharing. And Twitch is it's basically YouTube but for gaming. So you can watch people game, you can share your gaming, and look at it together. It's really cool. So with that list, what we have there for the joining right now is this. But what I would like to show you today is actually the light versions of all these applications, because there are light versions of Facebook, of Instagram, of YouTube, of Netflix and Spotify as well. So what the difference there is actually that if you're running a light application, your Instagram account will look something like this. You will have fewer buttons and you will have bigger buttons. And you will only have what you actually need to interact with the view that you're on right now, the most important stuff. So for someone that actually needs fewer options and bigger buttons, this is a great way of just simply adding that for them. So in Instagram, if you're looking at a post, this is basically all you need, right? You can like it and you can scroll to the next one. That's all you need to look at your Instagram account. So that's what we have there inside the light version. And if we look at YouTube, for example, you have bigger buttons there as well for all your videos that you would like to see. And you don't need that many options. And as soon as you start to look at a video, you will get what you need in there as well. If I remember correctly, 8 is the largest amount of buttons that you will get into the light applications. There will never be more, but in the most cases, it will actually be something like this. It will be 4, and it will only be exactly what you needed. So for someone that needed this is great. This is a great way to start out with applications, to learn how to use it. And if they're hitting some kind of wall or functionality like I can't do this, then it's a great step to move over to the non-light applications. So they can do a little bit more there. I thought I would just jump straight into it so we can look at it together, because that is actually the easiest way to do it. So let's see. Oh, I think I shared the wrong screen with you there. Sorry for that, but you got a small picture of the presentation. I hope you enjoyed that one. Let's see, let's get Communicator up and running here. There we go. I'm gonna actually remove my eye tracking here so I don't press something weird. And let's jump.
So we still don't see Communicator, Björn.
Maybe I need to reshare it. Let's see.
Yeah, when you press share screen, yeah, you should have other options for screen sharing.
Let's see.
That's it.
Cool. Then let's jump into the Instagram Lite app, and I hope I don't have to reshare the browser then, but please tell me if you cannot see the browser.
We can only see the sidebar.
Okay, let's see. And I need to reshare it with the browser. Maybe I should just try to share my entire screen instead.
Yeah, that's the way. Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. So if I'm running Instagram here with my Lite application, as you can see, all I need is here on the side. I can press down, go between them. I can play and pause if I have a video here. I can just play and pause it right there, as you can see, just jump up. And if I move on, that option disappears as well. So I will only have what I need on the screen that is most important for this right now. As you can see here, I can follow my favorite hockey team as well. So that's really good. Football team is there as well. But it's really easy to use here. You basically can't make anything wrong. You can just try it out. You can click around, I can like, post, and if I need something more advanced, I actually have it inside here in another menu. So I have more advanced stuff there, but in this first page, just the things I need to be able to look at the pictures, to play a video, and to like stuff. So it's really easy to use. It's really easy to understand as well. And personally, I like this one more than the other one, because I think it's so much easier to use this one.
Okay, so to sum up here, the light versions of all these social media apps, they have a maximum of 8 buttons, and I believe that the full versions have buttons up to 12. Is that correct?
Yes,
yeah, okay.
That is correct. And also what we're trying to do there with the light versions is to hide options when you don't need them, so you won't get anything that you don't need there. That is also a difference there. And the same goes here for YouTube. If you jump into that one, you will only have what you need here. And as soon as you press something, you start to play it. This is great. This is what my son looks at all the days. I don't want to have that sound in my ear right now. You can choose it, and you can go to video site. You will have it full screen, and here you have everything you need to be able to control this video right now. And also to add on what we're doing right in the coming release, we're working on getting a better way to update this. As you saw in Instagram, as soon as I had something that could play a video or something like that, I got an extra button right there. It just showed, and if I moved on, it was not a video anymore, it disappeared as well. We're looking into doing that for all the applications here. So I don't know if it's actually going to be in the next release, but it's coming, and you will get that for all the applications there as well. So this sidebar will always be updated on what you need for exactly what you're doing on the screen right now. Okay, is there any questions?
Yeah,
yes,
there was a question. It's a question in the chat. Are commercials filtered, or do you need to sign into YouTube?
You do not need to sign into YouTube. You can just use it, but you know the benefits you get from signing in. So you can save, you can follow people and things like that. All that will not work if you're not signed in.
Okay, er der andre spørgsmål derude? Man må godt bare slå sin mikrofon til og stille spørgsmål, hvis man vil det. Eller skrive det i chatten. Okay, ikke noget lige her nu. Så tror jeg, vi vil sige tak for i dag, og tak for, at I alle sammen var med her og lyttede på de nyheder her fra Tobii. Og ja, så er det jo bare god jul og godt nytår til de fleste af jer. Det er jo ikke så mange, vi når at se i hvert fald inden. Så tak for deltagelsen i dag.
Yes, tak for nu.